Welcome back. Today we'll create a Node.js server which waits for instructions from remote Python. Let's make a close look into this theme in order to understand what we are going to build today. We have a Python script which communicates through Frankfurt to our DigitalOcean droplet which resides on Ubuntu 18.04. It holds a Docker container which is listening on port 8005. Through this port we expose our Node.js server which lives on 8000 port. The Node.js server will pull from our Bitbucket Git repository. We will populate our repository through Windows 10. This is our development environment. And I think it's clear now what we're going to build. So let's get started. Let's begin. First of all, we enter bitbucket.org. Here we'll create our new repository by clicking the plus sign on the left panel. On the next panel, we'll choose repository. On this screen, we'll choose a name for the repository and the project name for this repository. You can choose your own name. In this tutorial I would like my repository to be private, so I check this checkbox and create repository. Wait a few seconds and our repository is ready for use. Let's get to our working directory and create a new folder. Give it a name as you gave the name for your repository. In my case it's cool tutorial. Let's open CMD window and change directory to this path. Let's clone our Git repository to our working directory. Specify the password from bitbucket.org. Let's clone, wait a few seconds. Done. Alright, let's check our folder. It should contain gitignore and readme.md. Success. Alright, let's initialize our project using npm init. Press enter few times. If you would like to add a description, you can add it here or change it afterwards. Enter point name, it's not crucial. Git repository, alright. This is a crucial part. Type yes, and it's done. Alright, let's check our package.json just to be sure it's done correctly. Yeah, it seems to be good. So next we will add some dependencies for this project and they will listed here. And the next section we will add required dependencies for our project. I did a little mistake here. It should be TS node. These dependencies allow us to build an express Node.js server using WebSockets through socket.io and write TypeScript code and compiled on the fly using TSC watch. Alright, it's done. Let's check it in our package.json file. Yes, they are listed here as expected. Here we also see a node modules folder. Let's ignore it for our Git repository by adding it to the git ignore file. It's useless. Alright. Create a new folder. Name it source. Next we'll add a TypeScript file with the name app.ts. Add it to Git repository by pressing yes. To run our project correctly, we need a few more things. I will copy the script from my previous project. It is watch. This script initializes a TSC watch module, which creates a JavaScript file from a TypeScript, and on success it run Nodejs with a compiled file. As you can see, it's stored in build folder. Next we will create a tsconfig.json. And add these configurations from previous project. Here we specify the root directory. Here we specify the root directory as a source, and our output directory, which is build. Also, we have some useful configurations for running our project. Alright, let's move to the coolest part of this tutorial and start writing code for our Node.js server. First of all, we have to import required modules. It's Express, HTTP and Socket.io modules. Excellent. Let's import HTTP. Initialize our application class. Initialize our application field as express.application, so we can use it down in the program. Okay, constructor, it receives port, its type number. This app is Express application. Next we'll create server. This app configure is a method which configures our application. Here we can add some crucial configurations for our Express application. We'll write it in the end. So next, we'll start listening for our server. It receives two things like server and port. It should be private. Server, it receives http.server. Okay, and port is still number. Here we should initialize our sockets.io. It receives server. and we should initialize listening for our server. Listen, we will specify the port and the host name. It will be used in our next section. It assists in exposing our Nodejs via Docker. Okay, we should output some information about the server state. Alright, next we'll initialize our sockets. We'll create private method init sockets and pass here the server. It should be void, it doesn't return anything. I did a little mistake here, it's not our function, it's method, yes, alright. By pressing Ctrl Alt L, we will reformat the code. Okay, create local sockets. And it starts sockets .io with the server. I did embed in here. So next we'll start the listener of the socket. The tone socket, connected socket. Alright, so we'll put some information regarding the state of the socket if someone connected. Alright, it's almost done. We'll add the to-do list, so we'll implement it in the next part of the tutorial. And we have to add app configure method to finish our script. It's also private. It doesn't receive nothing, but it should return express application. So after adding more configurations to our express server, we will return the server itself, the application itself. In this case is this.app. So our script is almost done. The last thing to end is to initialize our class. New application with the port 8000. Alright, let's save it. And here we'll run our watch script, npm run watch. As we said before, this script initializes tsc watch, which compiles our TypeScript into JavaScript and runs Node.js. Alright, give it a few seconds. And it's done. We see the required information. We specify the string on line 18. So as you can understand, our project, this part of our project is done. Here's a compiled JavaScript.